Welcome back, Truth Seeker. And I just get tired of people coming around and asking me to predict stuff. Guys, I don't need to predict anything else ever again. I have a million correct predictions from sports to news. And, you know, there's turds out. Like, a turd just uploaded a video saying my prediction was wrong for August 10th that Biden was going to die. Go back and see anywhere where I said Biden was going to die on August 10th. You won't find that prediction anywhere. Very likely Joe Biden does not finish his term. August 10th, 2022 very well could be the date. It wouldn't, I mean, it would absolutely be perfect, honestly, in light of the predictive programming we have from Gerald Ford. So, again, for people who are newer here, when Biden first took office, I predicted that he would exit office at age 81 when Kamala would be age 59, since it was the 59th election. It's still possible that that's what happens. But this August 10th date that's coming up 81 weeks after they took office is looking more interesting by the day in light of the headlines. Go back and see anywhere where I said Biden was going to die on August 10th. You won't find that prediction anywhere. Some people are just full of shit at the end of the day. And the initial prediction is that he would leave office at age 81, which is probably correct. People did make a good observation about Herbert Hoover's birthday on August 10th, and I said, it's possible. But I said at the very least, I said on that day, I bet you we get the big clue that shows what Biden's fate is. And I covered what that was. The John Bolton assassination plot news. John Bolton, Joe Biden, same initials, same birthday, November 20th. And again, to make a video, that same turd that his whole... By the way, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. So it's a worthless fucking loser who's watching right now, live recording the video like he does every video, because he's a fucking piece of shit scumbag that records every second of every video I put out, only so he can try and make compilation videos of things that are wrong while skipping the million things that are right. But again, he's put out a lot of videos saying sports predictions that I've had that were 1,000,000% correct, that a lot of people made a lot of money off. He's tried to make videos saying that I didn't predict those things. The guy's a real fucking piece of shit who will never call in and debate because he has a little pussy where his balls are supposed to be. And don't we all know it's true? Why don't you upload that to your channel, fucking loser? God, it makes me sick. My prediction for August 10th was, I would say, correct.
But you're... But...
My prediction for August 10th was, I would say, correct. Some people are just full of shit at the end of the day. And how often do we get an assassination plot of somebody with the same initials and birthday as Biden? Fucking loser. We both know the answer. And I'm tired of scumbag pieces of shit like him just sitting there trying to work against me 24/7, 365. Unless you're a Fed and work for the CIA, there's no reason to be doing that, which is probably what this guy is, because he's been trolling my work every day since 2015. Imagine the man who trolls another man for 7 years. Imagine how big of a fucking jerk-off loser you gotta be. Do an upload of that, piece of shit, and respond to it with your own voice. How you're a little pussy who's been trolling for 7 years, who's made a YouTube channel that's off trying to slander me by being disingenuous and misleading with every video you put out. Fucking scumbag. And again, you guys, that's why a lot of things, I mean, this whole world's just bullshit, you know what I mean? Nonviolence. The reason nonviolence doesn't work is, again, see, a guy like that he'd never show up at any event where we are. He'd never come out and put his face out there. That's part of the problem of the internet. It allows for people to hide behind a screen and an avatar and some fake name and do things that they'd never do in real life, because they know in real life it would bring about violence, and at the very least them getting beat into, you know, a pile of dust. And there's nothing wrong with that, because that's what these people deserve. But the internet allows people to be an anonymous coward and you know, do things like the scumbag I'm talking about right now. Another wrong prediction. Zach said Biden would die August 10th. Okay, never said that anywhere. Never said Biden would die August 10th. Stop lying. You know, every year you're just a liar. That's all you do. You just lie about everything. There's no truth that comes out of your mouth. You know? Never said Biden would die August 10th. A lot of other people did.
What an incredible time to...
And I said it is an interesting thought with the whole Herbert Hoover thing. But again, everybody knows my initial prediction. Biden to exit office at age 81 when Kamala's 59, and I even put out a specific date, the day he took office. Go back and find it. And you guys are talking to a channel that makes correct predictions that are accurate and right, like just write them down. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Again, you just listen to it. It's like mental illness. Yeah, I don't have any tattoos. I'm tempted to go out and get my first tattoo that says the Outlaw X. I feel bad. And you know, it makes me sad because there's probably been other good people in this community who've just disappeared. And I mean, some people just disappear because they move on. But, you know, like I wouldn't even know the Outlaw X had died if his son hadn't shown up in the chat last night letting us know. And that makes me sad too. So... But yeah, we need all the truth seekers. So all of you guys who get it and are helping... I mean, Outlaw X was a great ally of the community. I cannot remember how many years he was here, but he was here a long time. Like, as far back as I can remember, he's been here. So that's a big loss. And there's been other big losses in the community. You know, we had a young person that was about the same age as me who died in the most suspicious of ways. Of course, the trolls are always saying I had him murdered, which is completely false. But yeah, the story is that he supposedly committed suicide, and I just have so much trouble believing that because he called in like literally every day to my Patreon live stream, and then he supposedly committed suicide like on the one day I took off in that whole year. If you guys weren't with me on Patreon for Sports Stream, I used to do it every single day with no breaks. There was one day I finally took a break. It was just one day, and then supposedly he committed suicide that day. And then somebody said he made a massive bet that day and lost, and that's why he did it. But I don't know that any of that's true. And then I felt bad when I heard that because I was like, well, what if I was on and then that happened? And Well, the thing I'm talking about, the gentleman I'm talking about who committed suicide, his name was Mark Hamilton. And I'm super suspicious to this day of his suicide because it just didn't make any sense to me. What do you make of the fact that I have half the financial support I did before I went to Oklahoma City?
I don't know what that's all about. You know, it's kind of like, I don't know. I can't ring a bell on that one. Or was it troll accounts?
I don't know. I can't imagine that I had that many trolls on there. Why would they do that? Why would they support the work? It just doesn't make sense to me.
I was thinking, only way I could think about it is get you to a certain financial, you know, part and make you think that that's always there, and then all of a sudden just pull the plug on it.
Yeah, maybe it's like some kind of some way to like kill motivation. I mean, it's possible, but
you know, I see a lot of things in a day, and where I see people waste $1 here and there, it's like, come on, seriously? I could walk around and find $1.
Yeah, I don't know if I need to change. Maybe I need to say like support $50 a month. Then maybe people will do it because maybe people look at $1 like it's nothing. Oh, what do I need to do $1 for? So,
right, exactly.
Yeah, hey, everybody, chip in $50 a month, and then we'll be able to do some serious shit. But
No, I'm good.
I mean, it's hard for me to imagine people are going to do that when they can't even come up with $1. So, R.I.P. to the Outlaw X. In a way, I got to be honest, I'm a little bit jealous. Not suicidal, but I wouldn't mind if I didn't have to deal another day with this bullshit ass world. Anyway, and look at all the morons that will come into my channel and slander my name in the name of Jesus.
Zachary K. Hubbard's a shill, taking you away from the Creator. Don't listen to his work. It's bad for you. Just believe in Jesus.
How many videos like that have been made about me? All of these people are fucking losers. Yeah, let's believe in Jesus, the fictional story for little kids right up there with the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus, and let's slander the guy who gave you the knowledge to break out of the matrix and the bullshit and put money in your pocket and change your life position. Yeah. You know who would give that kind of advice? A fucking loser. I'm not going to lie to get more financial support. Jesus is bullshit, and so are all of his supporters. Because everyone's going right now with the brain, they're going, see, Facebook, this is why you don't censor things. You let people figure out the truth, because when you try to be the truth police, you might change the future in an unfair way, which is 100% true. And that's why censorship is an evil, terrible thing, and it's why this country was founded on the First Amendment, and big tech has proven they're nothing but Nazi fascists with all their censorship.
Ironic.
You know, Rambo's a lot nicer person, but I'm sick of the morons. Can't stand when they're in the chat. I get tired of you guys reading your comments. Oh, Zach's about free speech, but his mods block a lot of people. Yeah, they block morons that we don't need to hear from. I'm not into the free speech of morons. All right, and also for the people who have wrenches in this channel, when mods are when people are spamming bullshit, will you guys block them? I mean, there's a fucking idiot just spamming the whole night and no one blocked him. I didn't notice because I wasn't looking at the chat, but I noticed this morning, and I was like, why didn't a mod do something about that? Again, block the fucking trolls, or I'll take all of your wrenches. And that's why censorship is an evil, terrible thing, and it's why this country was founded on the First Amendment, and big tech has proven they're nothing but Nazi fascists with all their censorship.
You fucking hypocrite.
Listen, my friend, I appreciate your efforts. You remind me of the Apostle Paul, who was going to go to Jerusalem, and everybody was telling him, no, don't do it. They're gonna fuck you up. But you're so determined, you're a strong-headed Jew, you believe in what you're doing, but simultaneously you're making a bad decision.
I'm not Jewish. I'm not Jewish.
I'm just telling everybody.
So.
Yes, you are.
How can you say I'm
You got
Jewish?
Jewish blood.
Well, I possibly could.
I know you have.
I possibly could. My dad does not know who his dad is, so it is an assumption, but it's possible. But that still wouldn't make me Jewish.
Matter.
And by the way, yes, my last name is Hubbard, and people ask me if I'm related to L. Ron. The answer is no. In fact, I'm not even related to anybody named Hubbard. I have no bloodline to that name. My father does not know who his father is. And at one point he heard his father might be named Greenblatt, which is a Jewish last name. So I might actually be a Greenblatt.
I'm not Jewish. August 19th, 2022. Got some exciting news. A little bit of bad news, but it's not too bad. We'll start with the good news. We have a new community site. Of course, since 2019, we've had freetofindtruth.com. It's still up, and it's going to remain up through the end of next month. The web team was trying to get me to take it down this month, but I'm going to pay the bill for one more month for that site through September. And the reason it's coming down is because as of today, we now have our new community site, and it's got the bells and whistles that people have been wanting on freetofindtruth.com. It's very easy to start an instant, what do you call it? Live messaging session like you have on Facebook and Twitter and so many other platforms. That's here, ready to go right now, so it makes communication between members very easy. It's a very fluid website. It's just everything about this website is free to find truth to the next level. And again, if I can get the community to support again, what's awesome about this site is if we pay $30,000, we don't have that yet. It'll be $30,000 annually. Keep this in mind, but here's why it'll be worth it the day that we can get to it. If we can get to $30,000 annually, what it'll open up for the community is every single person who's a member on here will have a live streaming platform that is censorship free, that is data to the max, no limit. There's already a fee that I'm paying for this, but if you put in that extra, there's a big monthly fee for this right now, but for an extra 30,000, you get really what you would want in the age of censorship. Unlimited live streaming for as many people as you. Essentially, we could turn this into our own YouTube page, but really for the Gematria community. I'm also going to move the when I come back and start doing sports decoding, I'm going to start doing it on here, and I'm just going to keep it at a $5 tier. But the good news is I'll be able to take care of all the trolls. They won't be ruining the community like they do on my Patreon page. That's another discussion.
What an incredible time to
go to that link, set up your account, join the website, and if you got a smartphone, go to your app store or whatever it's called on your platform and search Mighty, MIGHTY, Networks. Search Mighty Networks. Download that app. It's free to download. And then once you've downloaded it, there's a search feature. Search Gematria Effect News. There'll only be one that pops up. And then join the Gematria Effect News group. And then every time you open that app from now on, you'll automatically be in the Gematria Effect News group, which looks a lot like the Free to Find Truth website. Looks almost identical. And just start, it's very intuitive. Once you get into the website, you're going to figure out how to make posts, how to check out who the members are, how to send a friend invite, how to send somebody a message. It's super intuitive. It's very easy. You won't need a tutorial on that. But, yeah, a lot of people's biggest gripe about Free to Find Truth was that the messaging, it was hard to message and establish good communication. On this website, it's not going to be a problem. gematria-effect-news.mn.co/feed. That is the new community website. It's replacing freetofindtruth.com, and it's a major upgrade. So come on, explore the site. It's very intuitive. But yeah, the website's already really cool. Again, it is costing a pretty penny.
Bullshit.
But it could get a lot cooler. And like I said, man, if more people were just pledging $1 a month, which is 12 total dollars a year, which is 3 pennies a day, if a ton of people did that, we could bring a lot of resources together and make a lot of cool things happen, from this website to other things that need to happen. I mean, imagine 1 million people pledged $1 a month, and we had $1 million coming in. We could set up like Gematria Effect news bureaus in all 4 corners of the nation and one right in the middle, and have a full-time staff of employees, like 3 full-time employees at each station working each month. Think about that. And people, like, something awesome would be happening in the world to get out information and knowledge. You'd be giving people good jobs. And ultimately, the people who are behind it are pledging 3 pennies a day to make it all happen. I know I've explained this 1,000 times over the last 3 years, and about, around 5,000 people have heard the call, but maybe one day somehow 1 million will. So maybe this website will end up doing it.
I doubt it.
And again, it's been a long path to getting a website that works this good and this effective and is made for the task at hand. So yeah, come check out the new Gematria Effect News site. The website, it has a nice event section. And if you want to have an event in your community to try and get people to come and be together, and it could be all sorts of things, just have a good time or go out and pound pavement on a corner, whatever you want to promote in your community to try to get people together, you can go there, and there's a nice place to upload, the location it's going to be at, the date, the specific times. Again, that's the kind of stuff we need. Since I've, you know what? Really going back to 2016, it was the end of 2016 where we raised money to build the All for Truth website. And again, for people who weren't here when that happened, I felt really bad about what happened.
But there were these two young men who I thought were, you know, just honest members of the community. And they said they would help build this community website. And pretty much what we now have today is what I was dreaming of back then, which we nearly had. But anyhow, I paid these two young men to do it. They did it. And then once it was done, because I gave them a lot of privilege and control of the website, even though beyond building it, because I trusted them. I mean, and there was no reason not to trust them. But then all of a sudden, something flipped on a switch, and they banned me from the website, and they just started making it only about flat Earth. It was the weirdest thing. And it felt like some kind of massive troll job. And so anyway, the whole project fell apart because I trusted two people that I didn't know well enough with too much. If you missed today's earlier stream, if we can figure out a way to pool enough funds, there's a lot more features that, again, could open up unlimited live streaming for the members of that site, which would essentially, you know, since there's so many content creators here, it would essentially become like a mini truth seeker YouTube without the censorship, with live streaming capability. And that would be revolutionary. And really, that is what we need.
It's a waste of money.
And for people who are on the social media side, I notice there's some people who, like, it seems like they're posting 50 things a day. For those people who are posting 50 things a day, maybe create your own blog, right? And then put what you're trying to show in there, and then just post, like, you know, a few links a day linking to your blog page with, instead of 50 separate posts, it's just kind of in one concentrated thing that's easier to follow along. And then it also doesn't feel like you're spamming the site. Again, I'm glad some people are enthusiastic and using the site a lot, but remember, if somebody goes through the wall and all they're seeing is just nothing but one person's posts of long walls of numbers, you know, it might make people just tune out of the website. So try not to be greedy and clog up all the space. Notice I only post 1 or 2 things a day. And the reason I only post 1 or 2 things a day is because other people are using the site and I want their post to be seen too. So don't be the person posting 50 times a day.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
The other thing is, eventually when we hit storage caps, in those images, they actually take up quite a bit of storage. Once it gets to a certain threshold, the bill goes up. It's just like Free to Find Truth. The bill went up several times.
It all makes sense now.
Money. It's always about the money.
And so it's fine because, again, I want you guys to use the site, but just try not to hog up all the space yourself. So something to think about. Shout out to Mr. Futures. He says, Zach, raise the minimum pledge. We need to accelerate the movement, and sadly, that takes resources nowadays. Yeah, I have been thinking about raising the price, but I haven't been doing a lot of sports content, as people know, so now would not be the time to raise the price. But when I get back to the daily grind, yeah, I probably will do that, especially since a lot of people didn't stay on at the discounted rate.
That's why I told you, and I've been telling you for like a year now, I fully support you, like, raising your price once you come back to do the sports, because anybody who wants to troll you, you should charge them. You know, if you want to troll me, you want to troll this community, you're going to pay, and it's not going to be $1, you know?
Yeah, but by the way, I'll keep up the Patreon, but I'm going to start offering the sports service on the new website as well, because on that one I can control the trolls. So
yeah, of course. Yeah, you gotta bring it up, man. You know, you've been asking politely for long enough. I mean, obviously the work you do every single day really speaks for itself.
a lot of people have been telling me to raise the price. I haven't raised the price yet. I'm contemplating on raising the price. But I'll tell you what, if enough people sign up at the price it is right now, which is what the price has always been, I've always just charged $5 a month for all the content. And in months past, it was the bargain of a lifetime because I do 1 million games a month. But I don't do as much sports right now because, again, I've been working on this book that's turning my hair gray. And right now, just focused on football. But if enough people sign up here at the end of August, realize once you sign up, it'll bill you the day you sign up, and then it will always bill you on the first of the month. But if enough people show up here at the end of August, I think I will just keep the price at $5, but if I see people wait until September, I might bump the price up to at least $10 a month. It would still be the bargain of a lifetime. And so that'll be gauged on what happens in the community. Do I see enough people sign up at $5 a month to know that I got enough supporters out there who understand how valuable this knowledge is? Last year, our NFL season, my NFL season was kind of mediocre last year. Of course, we had a very, very great year the year before that. But even a mediocre year for me is still better than most people do with putting out sports picks. So anyhow, we look to have a better NFL season. Might start off a little bit slow because I'll be, again, distracted with the road trip.
And what do you know? Queen Elizabeth is dead. And if you guys weren't following me at the beginning of this year, January, February, I put out several videos on the reason Queen Elizabeth would die at age 96. And I did predict at the beginning of the year that she would die May 20th, but it could be other days. But I said May 20th made a lot of sense. Of course, the reason we thought she'd go at 96 is there's a lot to that number. Again, it's huge with Freemasonry. Again, the 3 degrees of the Scottish Rite, 31, 32, 33, added up, it's 96. The word Freemason is 96. The royal family's highly Masonic. But the other number I was talking about with May 20th is where the 67 factored in. And with who will be Queen Camilla, who's now the queen. Her name is 67, and the word king is 67. Well, guess what? Today is 67 days before Charles' upcoming November 14th birthday. And again, king, 67. So he becomes king 67 days before his birthday, as the Queen of England dies 140 days before her birthday. Again, you guys, it's undeniable, this knowledge. And somebody made a video about me earlier this year going, oh, Zach's queen prediction is wrong, which was just a stupid video to make because I never guaranteed she was going to die on May 20th. I said I'd be surprised if she lived past age 96 in light of all the 96s encoded in her life. Again, go back and watch the videos we put out in January and February about the movie about her and the million 96s in it, from the actress they chose to everything else about it. And again, I mean, for everybody who thought like, oh, Gematria is dumb because she didn't die May 20th, well, again, the joke's on you. This community will always get the last laugh because, again, show me anyone in the history of the world who has more correct predictions. I mean, I challenge anyone to do that. Show me anyone in the history of the world who has more correct predictions, from news to politics to sports. And like I've said, even when the prediction's not dead on, it's not far off. Made a huge deal about 96, 140, 67, boom. Dead at 96, 140 days after her birthday, 67 days before Charles' birthday. I mean, just couldn't be any more, you know. Yeah, you know, again, I know the trolls out there watching who made the video making fun of Queen Elizabeth, living past May 20th, which was just such a dumb video to make. Because, again, I said there's a number of days she could die on, but here's the reasons May 20th would make sense. For the dumb troll out there who's been trolling for 7 years, you really should prove that you have like 1 millimeter of decency in your body, since you're always... What makes me sick about this person, I'm not going to say their name, but they make their whole channel's based on me. They don't have videos about anything besides me. But their channel's dedicated to showing that I'm some kind of liar. 'Cause you are one! Who just makes up stuff and makes it seem like I'm right, which is just total bullshit. Again, I am right. I've proven my point a million times over. And now they should go back and show, well, look, every number Zach talked about is exactly what number landed on her death date. Because, again, the whole emphasis was on those 3 numbers, which all land today. And I suppose that we looked further down the line, you know, we might have noticed the Virgin Mary's birthday was perfect. Back then, though, that we didn't know we were getting this new prime minister yet, Mary Truss. So, again, for the troll who made the video, who probably works at Quantico, who has no life, is a total loser, prove that you have an ounce of dignity and go back and say Zach was right about the Queen being synced up with the NFL season and the numbers he said that would be connected to her death. If you don't have that, you have no testicles at all. I already imagine they're the smallest pair in the world, but I'll be convinced that you have 0 testicles if you can't make that video. And shut the fuck up for the rest of your life. And in fact, delete your whole fucking channel.
That'll never happen.
So I get sore. You know, that guy sadly has influenced people, and they believe that he's right, and he's nothing but a scumbag piece of shit that sits there and records every last word I say, and then tries to cut up videos and make it look like I've been wrong, and it's just totally disingenuous. So, but yeah, again, the truth is, and he knows it, right again. So, again, for the troll who made the video, who probably works at Quantico, who has no life, is a total loser, prove that you have an ounce of dignity and go back and say Zach was right about the Queen being synced up with the NFL season and the numbers he said that would be connected to her death.
I got a better idea.
And like I've said, even when the prediction's not dead on, it's not far off. And like I've said, even when the prediction's not dead on, it's not far off.
See, these two, man. Come on, man. You know why they're laughing? Come on, man. Because they...
And like I've said, even when the prediction's not dead on, it's not far off.
What an incredible time to...
And like I've said, even when the prediction's not dead on, it's not far off.
You believe this fucking guy?
Said in your video,
But yeah, you might have a lot of predictions, but how often are you wrong?
who cares about how often I'm wrong? The point is, and again, to answer your question, it's a really high ratio of being right. Who cares about how often I'm wrong?
So, again, for the troll who made the video, who probably works at Quantico, who has no life, is a total loser, prove that you have an ounce of dignity and go back and say Zach was right about the Queen being synced up with the NFL season and the numbers he said that would be connected to her death.
Like, the name Nostradamus should just be crossed out. Scribble out Nostradamus. That's not really a name we need to know anymore. None of his predictions were very interesting anyway. It's like people are like, oh, Nostradamus. It's like, well, you look at a Nostradamus prediction, and you're like, it seems pretty loose to me. That doesn't really, Look at our predictions over the years. Dead on, from elections to news to sports. Dead on, calling the winners, the numbers that are going to be played, teaching you why. Again, everyone should know the name. Should be a household name. Everyone should know the resume. It's like people are like, oh, Nostradamus. It's like, well, you look at a Nostradamus prediction, and you're like, it seems pretty loose to me. When people pass, you can only hope that there really is an afterlife and a better place, and the Outlaw X is there now, but he'll definitely be missed. And for all the trolls who left nasty comments about how I don't care about the Outlaw X, can you guys, like, literally find something better to do with your life? Of course I care. Care about everybody who's in this community. Itachi, and by the way, I'm going to call Itachi out. Itachi, stop doing these sarcastic comments in the chat, because honestly, like, people who don't understand that you're being sarcastic, or like a lot of times I don't even know what you're doing, but it just doesn't help out anything. It doesn't help out anything. I mean, that comment's just unnecessary. And yes, of course, RIP Outlaw X. So, you can still do sarcastic comments. It's just like, we don't need a sarcastic comment when we're talking about a dead channel member, Itachi. That's all. I don't mind some sarcasm, but I mean, there's a time and a place for everything.
I've been watching some videos of people in the community who use Gematria to decode sports. And, no, I don't mean no disrespect, but a lot of you are not using Gematria the proper way. Now, this doesn't mean that I'm better than you or that I'm trying to belittle anybody. That's not the case. It's just that, I've been doing this for a long time now. I was watching some videos earlier today, and it was just embarrassing. I couldn't believe what I was watching. I just felt like, for this long, I've been trying to tell people to support what I'm doing. And then what I'm noticing is that, there's new people that come out of nowhere, and then they end up with more subscribers than me, more Patreons than me. And I'm like, damn, I put in all this work for these past 3 years. I've been trying to get us to a studio, trying to get people in the community to back up my projects, and nobody supports. But then this new guy comes, and all of a sudden the guy's a sports decoder, and starts, I'm gonna say it, I don't really care if the guy gets offended or not. I was watching a video, and some guy wrote this: Skull and Bones. The person who did it knows who he is. I'm like, and then he goes, he tried to connect this to the 144th day of the year, but he doesn't write "and," he writes the letter "N."
And let me show you this riddle. 144th day of the year. Let's write out Skull and Bones. Skull and Bones. 144. 153.
I'm like, where did you learn this from? Why are you doing that? That is not the way you do this work. This is why people come across this information and think and dismiss it, because they probably came across channels like his. People writing Skull and Bones. And then you go on their Patreon, they got more Patreons than me. And yet they're using Skull and Bones and stuff like that. I'm like, what the hell? Oh my goodness. But I get it. A lot of you are in it for the money. This is why, you always kissing the guy's ass, Zachary Hubbard's ass, because you want him to promote your stuff and get you some Patreons. I get it. I know that's what a lot of you only care about. Only care about the money. I get it. But at least do it the right way. This is the type of stuff you want to give out to people and charge people for, If you're going to charge people, this is the type of stuff you want to be putting together, not Skull and Bones with an N. It doesn't make sense for 70% of the players to know the script and not 100%. Hello?
Yeah. Hey, Arthur. I just wanted to comment on, if everyone knows the script or not. I think for, the most part, probably 95% of them are in on it. The people you see playing in the game, night in, night out, I would say 100%. And I just remember one game, it was the first game.
Wait. Hold on, Itachi. 95%?
Of the whole league, including the people who were just in there, on 10 days.
Yeah, that's impossible. It's impossible to not have 100% of the people in on it.
Well, I think you got some people who just aren't, good enough to stay in there for a long time, and
that doesn't, just because you're not good enough, that doesn't mean you don't know the script. That's two different things.
I don't know. I think there's no point in including them in on it. The guys who are in the training.
Yes, there is a point, because once those players get on the court, they can mess up the ritual if they don't understand what's going on and how and where to be, what shots to take, what shots not to take. If you notice, the outcome of these games are always perfect.
Yeah, but do you see any like garbage time players in that Toronto?
Yeah, but they still end up with the right amount of points at the end of the game.
Yeah, well, I'm saying those people are good enough to actually impact the outcome of the games. They're the ones playing every night. Those aren't the guys.
Yeah, but even let's say the Raptors have a 50-point lead, that game is still a ritual, right? So even in the fourth quarter when they put in the garbage players, if you notice, the final score is always perfect. That's how players like Kobe. That's how players like LeBron end up with the perfect amount of points a day before Kobe Bryant dies, because every single game before that had to be scripted perfectly.
I think they have some wiggle room there, honestly. I think they can use technology. They can, have the referees kind of do that. But I don't want to argue about the 100 or 95 percentage. For all intents,
well, no, that's important because you're basically on the same. You're basically saying the same thing that Ro was saying, that every player is not in on it. Just because you're saying 95 and he's saying 70, it's not 95 or 70. It's 100%. Everybody's in on it. Everybody that has a jersey on has taken the oath of silence. Every single person. Doesn't matter if you're good or not. You put on that NBA jersey, you work for the NBA, you follow the NBA script.
Okay, yeah, I mean, we can't prove that, though,
Yes, you can.
How would you prove that? That they're every single player, even ones that...
Because every game is a perfect numerical ritual. Every single game.
But every player doesn't impact that, every
yes,
game.
It does. Even when you put the garbage players in, those garbage players end up with points at the end of the game, yes?
Not in every instance.
Okay, so tell me a game where you think the players are not in on it, so we can go visit that game and we can look over that game.
Some random garbage time in Minnesota. I think, those guys are actually playing, during the...
So you think they're really trying to play basketball, competing, busting their ass off to score more points in the other team? You think that's what's going on?
Because there's a built-in incentive to act hard. So, yeah, I think those guys...
You don't think you could do that with acting?
Well, I mean, it's like, have you played basketball, right? If you're trying to beat someone who's, better than you, you can't really act that. You actually have to try.
No, well, you don't think LeBron is trying? Think about LeBron's that game that he had against the Celtics. I mean, that looks very, very realistic. It looks like he was really trying to beat the Celtics.
Yeah, it is. It is.
But that was all acting. That was all acting.
Because it's preordained with a script. I mean, that's a semantics part. I'm talking about you actually have to play hard. He has to, run his fastest, right? I mean, he's not just being in shape, for the heck of it.
Yeah, but he's still acting at the end of the day, yes?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, well, if LeBron can do it, every other player can do it.
But not everyone's as good as LeBron. Some people, it takes their all to even, be a borderline player. And I'm saying that, not even be a borderline player, it takes their all to be the 12th man on the bench. I'm saying, yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if, those guys that they rotate in and out.
So give me a name of a player that you think doesn't know anything. You don't know anything what's going on.
His name is Mie Oni. He plays for the Utah Jazz.
So now we got Sheeps playing in the NBA. I didn't see. This is the news to me. You don't think he knows the script, right?
I don't. I don't think he's good enough. And I don't know. The guy went to Yale. I feel like you stop pursuing it if you had that kind of intelligence, and then you went to Yale, and then it's like you have these other opportunities.
Okay.
I can't prove if he knows or not, but
yeah. But the thing is, okay.
Just throwing someone out there,
All right, I have to. You gotta give me a game where I can look at the stats.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I think that the games are scripted. I think that the players are in on it. When you're watching the game, especially, it's on TV.
Yeah, but it's not, Atachi, it's not 95% though.
Okay, sure. We could go with 100. I'm just talking about, that guy, for example. When I say 100, I like to be, absolute.
But what I'm saying is, the minute he gets on the court, he has to know what the script is. Because if he gets... Because this guy has played in the NBA. He has played. He has scored. He averages 1.8 points per his career. So he has scored.
Yes.
Those points matter.
But, I mean, it doesn't even matter because what we're proving is that the rituals it's definitely going down. So that's why I'm like, it doesn't even matter to argue about that.
Well, it does, because if you're saying that every player is not in on it, you're trying to say that there's a part of the NBA that's legitimate, and there's no part of the NBA that's legitimate. No player is legitimate in the NBA. So you're saying that there's a 5% chance that 5% of the players that are active are holy and don't know anything that's going on. Don't know that they're participating in some evil shit.
There's 400 players in the NBA, so 5% would be 20 of them.
So there's 20 players who are
Yeah, over like 30
are just
teams.
competing because they dreamed of becoming NBA players.
Exactly.
And
They
the
just
NBA
have
gave
these
those guys chances.
Yeah, they just have these guys go through it, you know, make it seem real. You know, guy kind of not on with a scripted career coming in and just getting out. I mean,
you know what I think? I think that's proving how good they are able to deceive people. Because even the people in this community are not able to see. Okay, so we got two people thinking that believes that. I touch you. I respect people's opinion, but I just disagree.
I'm giving you legitimate examples of why, you know, maybe 20 people who never really impact a game.
Yeah, but the thing is this, Itachi, there is no alternative script. I used to think that when I used to get sports picks wrong, but then I learned that, you know, I was just getting the shit wrong. It wasn't that they're alternate scripts and they're going with something. No, there's only one script. Kobe Bryant died on January 26th. There is no, he could have died on this day if they didn't. No, that was his death date. Kobe Bryant had one script, and that was to die on January 26th. Stanley Robinson had one script, and that was to die on the 203rd day of the year. There is no alternate. They don't have multiple scripts. I used to think that, but no, that's not what's going on.
Does it really make a difference if 20 people who you'll never hear about, like that guy I told you to look up, like there's 20 of those people like that floating around, you know, barely playing.
No, it does make a difference. It does make a difference. Man, I'm really surprised that a lot of the veterans from this community think that. I mean, that's just crazy stuff. He went to school in Calabasas. I got Kobe died in Calabasas. He was the 58th overall pick. He wore the number 24 and the number 81. And, you know, Itachi saying that he doesn't know the script. There's a lot of people in this community who are still asleep, and it makes my head hurt. And this is what I was trying to tell you is this is why I stopped taking phone calls. How can somebody who's been in the community for over 2 years come on this live stream and preach that 100% of the players are not in on the script and then tell me that I can't prove it? Like, what the fuck?
Hey, that shit pissed me the fuck off because it literally it pulls people away from this fucking community. It pulls people away
and then and you know, this is the thing. I like Itachi because he's been in the community for a while, but it's just like he's the type of person that'll make people not want to look into the work.
Look at Gematria, exactly.
Not every player is not in on it. I think the garbage player is not in. Like, what that doesn't make any sense. How am I gonna be a member of the Bloods and not be aware that the Bloods are doing criminal activity? I'm just walking around with the Bloods all day. I'm walking around the Bloods. The Bloods are good people, and not ever notice like, oh wait, these people are doing something wrong. And then Itachi's getting on my nerve now. You see this, and you know what gets me even.
No, look, this is what I gotta say because there's a lot of people in this fucking community that's like damn near agents and shit.
I think let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about Itachi, right? Because I didn't want to. I kind of like this guy, but now he's getting on my nerves saying that I can't prove it, right? Itachi made a video the other day. And, you know, he's selling sports picks now. And, you know, these are the type of people that, you know, Zachary Hubbard promotes on his channel. He wrote Skull and Bones in his YouTube video. And he said he wrote N with just the letter N. He said Skull and Bones, just the letter N, equals 144. Today's the 144th day of the year.
And let me show you this riddle. 144th day of the year. Let's write out Skull and Bones. Skull and Bones. 144. 153.
You see, he's the type of person that's making this work look bad. And these are the type of people that Zachary Hubbard constantly promotes on his channel.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
And now he's coming on my channel saying that I can't prove that every player knows about the script. You're the same guy writing Skull and Bones, right?
Exactly.
You are a disgrace to this community. Fuck out of here. And I'm blocking this motherfucker too.
Exactly, bro. You about the fact that these motherfuckers really think that is 90%, 70%. It might as well be 0% then. Like, what the fuck? Literally, every single player is in on this shit. And I don't
like this shit is fucking amazing. It's fucking amazing that people think that, oh, you could be on the, like, what the fuck? That means you're still asleep. That's still, you still falling for this shit.
Exactly. First of all, they're all going into it.
And then what he also what he's also doing, he's also making it seem like there's a chance that we might make it to the NBA, right? Like, there's no chance that any of us can make it to the NBA. The NBA, those players are chosen to be there.
Exactly.
You don't work hard and work on your game and work on your layup, work on your left hand. That's not how you make it to the NBA. Yeah, I respect everybody's opinion, but what I don't like about Itachi is Itachi's been in this community for a long time, and you know he's putting out bad work. I just gotta be honest. I actually used to like you, but I just feel like now you're just disrespecting the work. You write out Skull and Bones, and you're selling sports picks, and you're saying that Skull and Bones equals 144. That's not how you do this, man. That is disrespectful to the community. That's disrespectful to me. And I hate when you tell people that you learn from me. No, you didn't learn from me. You probably found the work watching one of my videos, but you don't decode the way I do. Ro, I actually like Ro. Ro, I consider Ro my friend. I disagree with him, but the thing about Ro is Ro, you know, even though he thinks that every player is not in on it, he doesn't do crazy stuff like write Skull and Bones, you know, and that's why, you know, I respect that he has his thoughts, but you know, you guys have to understand there's a lot of people who don't know about this stuff. If you're not doing this the correct way, if you're preaching things that don't make any sense, you're making all of us look bad. I got mad at Itachi because Itachi is a person that there's a couple of things that Itachi has done that I've tried to ignore, but because you know the thing about you, Ro, is I don't think you'll make a video saying I don't think you'll write Skull and Bones and then try to tell people how that's relevant. That's disrespecting the work, and he's done that before. And he's also been on my Patreon telling people to unsubscribe from my Patreon and join his. Yeah, he's done a lot of disgusting things, but I overlooked it.
He does do some good stuff though, but you know.
Yeah, he's a good kid. That's why I always try to ignore it because he's a good kid. But he's done a lot of disgusting things in his community.
I wish I had $1, man. I'm so broke. It's outrageous. I'm in more debt than you have, yeah. No, you're good. Do you have any talents worth recording? I'm a YouTuber. You know, I'm trying to record people who have talents worth talking about and everything. And
you know what, bro? I ain't gonna lie to you. You need $1. I need just $1.
Just $1?
That's it, man. All I need.
Just $1. Huh?
The numbers I want is relatively small, bro.
We're usually at, you know, next time I'm here, I could give you $1, but tonight I don't have one.
Sorry, man. I'm
no,
I ain't gonna worry about it, man.
I see. Yeah, you have a good night, man. Take care. Learn the script. Learn Gematria. You won't be begging for $1 like some broke-ass clown. That's all I'm gonna say to you. Fuck these losers begging for $1 nonstop but don't want to learn the fucking code. That's all I'm gonna say to you. Yeah, I just need $1. Give me $1. For how long, man? How long do you need $1 for?
But he's done a lot of disgusting things in his community, and I never talked about it because we need more people doing the work.
You know, even a few months back, he kept doing this shit. He went inside of a dentist office and was like, "Look at all these people looking at me for not wearing a mask, guys." And he like took a picture and says, "I'm gonna upload it very soon on my channel." He did that. He did it like 2 or 3 times already. I feel like this guy is purposely going into fucking dentists. This is probably not even in his area. This is probably like far away from his area or whatever. And I'm pretty sure he just goes in there. He just goes in there without a mask, and he just sits there and just starts shit with people. You know. Yeah, waiting room 144. Skull and Bones. Skull and Bones, 144, 53.
People are at home watching. Are you smarter than a 5th grader? No, you're not. You're fucking retarded.
That's all, folks.
Till next time, Truth Seeker.